What? Now, I didn't press the mute button. It went on the mute button on its own. And anyway, you only missed 2.5 minutes of me complaining about my computer overheating. So it's fine. Welcome to Pop Astro Live. I'm so glad that first 2 minutes was, it was a fail on my behalf anyway, because my computer, just in the time that I was in the lounge watching the last 5 minutes of a TV program and coming back on here, my microphone muted. And, like when your Word documents go black with the reverse text, something has happened and now it's gone backwards. So all of my desktop is black, white writing on black. So anyway, Pop Astro Live, Extremophiles or Extremophiles Unite. I tell you, I feel like I have been somewhat of a tardigrade today. Don't you feel? We've all been subjected to how it must be a little bit to be a tardigrade. We've had heat, we've had pressure, we've had all the little things that make tardigrades so fantastic. More about tardigrades coming up later. Let's have a look in my private chat. Am I missing anything? Hi, Eleni. You can hear me now. Hello, folks. Should be good stargazing tonight. You are so right. Bibbidi bobbidi jessamine. Hi, Vicky and everyone. Nice clear skies here. Oh, I've just shown you outside the fourth wall. There is actually a world outside of my cosmic microwave backdrop. Alles klar. We have a clear sky and curtains. Who knew that there were curtains at the end of the universe? Adam, we're coming to you in a minute, my love. Hearing you now. Love to see you, Vicky. Oh God. Hi, Ray. I've still not replied to your very long email, so I shall tell you a little bit more about myself. J'habite de long le nord-ouest, de long la terre. That was what I learned in GCSE French. My favorite planet is all of them. How can you possibly have a favorite planet? Welcome, Vicky and team. Thank you very much, Mr. Baker. Thank you. And the Eleni. Okay, now we've got the intros over and done with. We have got we're back in our new Tuesday slot. How is it for you? I'm slightly devastated because I moved it to suit the quiz night at the pub, and now all of a sudden my wonderful yoga lessons have started up on a Tuesday night, so that is double disaster. But I hope you're enjoying our new Tuesday night sloth. A sloth? Did someone say sloth? They sure did. More of him in a minute. Hope you're enjoying our new Tuesday night slot. Oh, yeah. Plug the mug, plug the mug, plug the mug, plug the mug. He's singing as well. Plug the mug. Right, I've got 3 to choose from. We'll do a different one each week. Now then, this is stirry night. Are you stirring, Cosmo? Are you stirring? Now, this is the lovely Hubble image, it says here. I don't know what galaxy that is. Could somebody please tell me? What number is it, please? First one to comment. Tuesday is great for me. Planet Vicky. Yeah, you don't want to spend longer than a week on Planet Vicky, Jed. It does get a bit frantic at times. Hi, Vicky. Away in Scarborough. Hope the Wi-Fi holds out. What, yours or mine? And Tuesday is great for Adrian. I'm so glad. Okay. What have you seen in the sky this week? I have seen Andromeda with the naked eye. It was so fine. It was so fuzzy. I used my averted vision. I looked around it and then I looked right at it. But that is one of the benefits of the beautiful clear skies of Anglesey. Could be M31. Do you reckon? Let's have a look. Is Andromeda like straight on? Tuesday classic. Don't tell Dave Eagle. Maybe you could have both of them open on a different browser, John. Cosmo obviously got out of the washing machine. He's in the twin tub. He's in there. He's stuck. He's genuinely stuck. Get out of there, you little tyke. Dave Eagle. Sorry, Dave. But there's only 7 days in the week. Maybe you could speak to the orbital gods and get an extra day put in the week. Jupiter and Saturn with my 80mm refractor. Oh, maybe not. The pinwheel then. What galaxy do we have here, please? What do we reckon? I feel so... M101. Are there that many motorways in the UK? I see the sun. Most unusual for Scotland. I hope you've had a lovely sunny day up in Scotland there. So, M31 is seen at an angle. No way could be M31. Well, Paul, you got it printed, so surely you can tell us. My 17... Hello, PK Horton. That's a new name. Who are you? If you'd like to introduce yourself to the class. Sorry if I keep scratching my arm. I've got a rash going up my arm. Have I had any shellfish today? Whoa, the sky's gone yellow. Henny Penny, the sky has gone like how the atmosphere must look on Titan. That is a good old yellow sunset. Maybe I could... That's great. I think it's going to be nice here tomorrow. My 17-year-old awesome granddaughter Katie had the honor of having lunch with the amazing Tim P today. Whoa. He is just such a superstar, isn't he? Good work, PK Horton. Saturn, Jupiter, the sun, very active at the minute. Have we got sunspots, Jed? Tell us about any sunspots you've seen. That would be lovely. Okay, on the show this week. Team Adam. EAARO. More about Adam in a minute. Sunspot number is 80. Okay, cool stuff. So on the show this week, I'm sorry if I'm a little bit droopy. It's a droopy kind of day. So I'm maybe not quite as perky as I usually am. I need to get 10 times 50. Oh, I need to put the comment on the screen. It's no good me just reading it. I need to get 10 by 50 binos to see the night sky better. I have 840 at the moment. Recommendations appreciated. Well, last week we had Steve Tonkin, binocular astronomer, with a 40-minute PowerPoint presentation. Perhaps try his binocular sky newsletter for recommendations, but please do feel free to chime in and help Adrian choose a new pair of knucklers. Oh, I just couldn't understand how Adam would think it was M31. I just couldn't understand it either. It's crazy, isn't it, Paul? Paul Sutherland, pithy comments. Droopy rules. Yeah, I am feeling quite droopy, monsieur. Okay, so on the show this evening, we have got somebody who we had on a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to tell you now, I got seriously let down by a guest today, Tom Scott. I think that's his name. He should have been on. We've had him booked in for 2 weeks, and he just went AWOL. And last night, why isn't my laptop plugged in? Oh, let me just plug in my laptop. The battery doesn't last long on it. So we had a guest, and he was lined up for 2 weeks, and he let me down last night. I didn't hear from him, and I didn't hear from him today, and it leaves this huge gaping void in your life when you want to go to the beach. Thankfully, the wonderful, intrepid Adam Morgan is standing in for my naughty no-show guest. And actually, I'm sure Adam's subject is going to be loads more exciting. In fact, it is. We had Adam on a few weeks ago. He's been given a second chance thanks to a new cystic fibrosis drug. So Adam volunteers at East Anglia Astronomical Research Organisation, EAARO, and helped find meteorite fragments from the Winchcombe meteorite. Tonight, Adam is talking about life on other planets and using life on Earth to help the search. Can extremophiles be used in the search for possible life-supporting exoplanets and even moons or planets in our solar system? Cosmo should know these things because he hangs out with tardigrades, and he said, yes, it's actually quite possible. Cosmo, did you actually speak then? Never actually thought what kind of voice Cosmo would have. He's quite silent for the meanwhile, a bit like a very aggro version of Sooty. Eleni is here with the space news first, though, and Sunshine Sonia has been off doing so many wonderful things. It's been her boyfriend, her birthday, and her boyfriend's birthday, and they've been to Alton Towers, Cadbury World, the High Rise Cocktail Bar in Manchester with the glass floor and the hangovers, and they've got their name printed on a bar of chocolate. Oh, in fact, they're both printed on a bar of chocolate, sorry, a photograph, and they've been to Alton Towers. So Sonia should be back next Tuesday for anybody missing her lovely sunshiny weather forecasts. That sky is so good. How's your sky looking right now? Okay, we're going to go over to Eleni now with the space news. We will not forget to play her song. Hi, Eleni. Now we can't hear Eleni now.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. Hey, baby, how are you?
Perfect. I'm good. How is everybody?
We're all sweaty.
I'm not that sweaty. It was warm today, but it's quite cool now in the evening, I think.
Well, I'm very far west, actually, and there's still quite a lot of sun coming through here. So
it's so dark here. It's like completely dark, almost completely dark now.
It's quite amazing because I live really right on the western tip of Anglesey, which is a very western island. And when I leave my mum's house in Cheshire and it's dark, it's like I will drive to Anglesey and it will still be daylight. It's really that far west. It's a 2-hour drive,
This
and
is so weird.
It's amazing just how light it is over here. So, see you, sunshine. See you tomorrow. How are you, Eleni? What have you been doing other than some extreme exercise lately?
I'm back to school. Turns out teenagers haven't changed at all. They're just the same exhausting individuals. Just trying to get to a routine of sleeping earlier and waking up earlier, which is not working very well, but we'll see.
Eleni, would you get good luck with all that? We're really feeling for you. I don't like to think of anyone making you miserable.
I'm trying to channel my inner strict teacher, but sometimes things don't work out as you want them to. So
okay, right then. So I get 10 minutes off now.
You get 10 minutes off, and I get 10 minutes on with some pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, so, go for it. Here we go.
Every time. No. Yes. There we go.
I still forgot to play your tune. We'll play it at the end.
It's okay. Let's accept now that we're gonna be playing my theme song at the end. I think we've never played it at the start anyway. So I've got quite a few interesting things. It's been a relatively quiet week, but I think the news I've got are quite interesting. So I didn't have a lot of things to choose from, but the things I had made it easy because they were just so interesting. So we're gonna start with, and I hope I'm saying this right, but I think it's Ryugu, and this is a meteor or a comet, and it is in opposition, or it was in opposition to Hayabusa, which is Hayabusa 2 is a telescope or like an observatory, and what happened was that it managed to be between Ryugu and the sun. So you had the sun here, telescope here. I should really say space observatory here, and Ryugu here. So what was happening was that the sun was illuminating Ryugu pretty well, and it in return was reflecting back, which made a perfect opportunity for Hayabusa to take some amazing pictures, which have been used to actually try and understand what the surface of this interesting object looks like. And we want to know what the surface of meteors and comets looks like. Of course, because if we understand them, we can better understand where they came from, what they're made of, what would the impact be if they ever collided with Earth, things like that. So it's very useful, and it's important for us to understand their composition. Now, the pictures that came back are of amazingly high quality, like the picture you see on my screen. This is just superb quality. And the telescope not only took pictures like you would take with a phone, like this type of picture, but also ran spectroscopy on that particular meteor. So it's quite a comprehensive list of data that came back from that perfect time where Ryugu was in the right position. Now, this particular object, turns out the analysis shows that it resembles carbonaceous chondrite type meteors. It means that they're rich in carbon, obviously, and they fall into a specific category of meteors. And if anyone is an expert in meteor geology, I would love to know exactly what types there are and how they're different from one another. And what's really interesting about this particular object is its history, because it's been subjected to a lot of collisions over time, and these collisions have been with different objects of different metallicities, of different compositions. So every single impact, every single collision with a different object has essentially shaped Ryugu into what it is today, and it has left its imprint. So the surface of this meteor is very complex. So we might be looking at a particular part during opposition, but in general, the surface of Ryugu is highly complex, and it reflects its very collision-prone history. And of course, understanding it helps us understand, as I said, all the different bodies it interacted with in the past, and specifically where it came from, and where maybe the objects that collided with came from too. So it's a wealth of information that we can get from data like that. So that was my first little bit of space news. And I'm going to take you from meteors to galaxies, as per my usual habit. And that should have worked. Why is it not working? I'm having there we go. I thought for a second, I don't know why, my slides were not working. So we're going into something really big now, and quite new and quite interesting. So Hubble, good old Hubble, discovered that there are certain white dwarfs that actually burn hydrogen. So they have imagine it like a shell of hydrogen, and they are slowly burning it. And it turns out that this unusual behavior helps them stay younger. So when do you get a white dwarf? So the majority of stars, like the sun, end their lives by becoming white dwarfs. So these remnants, if you want, they're like the cores of the stars that are left behind after the stars expand and go through the giant phase, and they shed their outer layers. And what's left behind is a very compact core, which is known as a white dwarf star. And these were thought to be very well understood, and the specific process by which a star reaches the white dwarf stage was also well documented or well understood, and they were often used as a way to measure the age of a stellar population, and by that extrapolate the age of a cluster that the population belongs to, and in effect even the age of the galaxy that the cluster is embedded into. But this particular observation makes things complicated, so it changes what we know, and it changes it in an interesting direction, but it also means that the stability, if you want, in our knowledge and understanding that the process of going from a star to a white dwarf is not as well understood or as well as solid as we thought it is, which means that we have to rethink some stuff and redo some calculations. But it also means it provides a different pathway for certain stars to end their life. And it probably, hopefully, will shed light into all the different very specific little things in a star that could differentiate it from a normal white dwarf. So what would make that star take that different path? So these observations should help us understand what it is that makes these stars behave differently. And it was actually M13 that was the cluster that exhibited that behavior, and it might have to do with different metallicities of these stars. We do not know. It's one of the suggested ideas. Nonetheless, it's very important and very interesting, if you want, to when you're comfortable in an aspect of your knowledge and you're like, I can rely on that, and suddenly it kind of turns upside down a little bit and you have to reconsider everything you knew. That's when real and deep understanding comes from. Like when what you thought you knew turns itself around and you have to rethink processes. So that's probably a new window into understanding stellar evolution, and I'm really looking forward to see what comes next. It's a very interesting observation. So anything I learn, you will learn too. Anything I find out. Now, again, why am I? Oh, there we go. In other news, in Aurora news, there is a small chance of an aurora on the 9th of September. So that would be, so today it's the 7th, is it? I think it's the 7th. So that would be Thursday. So there is a small chance of an aurora happening on Thursday night. And that's going to be, if it happens, the result of a weak solar flare that happened on the 5th of September. And that solar flare may have launched a faint coronal mass ejection towards us. And if it has, maybe it has, hopefully it has, there will be a chance for people to catch an aurora on the 9th. So if you do, I don't know if you ever even look for them. I keep telling you about it, but I've never seen anyone sharing any pictures. So maybe I'll just stop, maybe I won't give you that bit of information for a while until you miss it and then start to appreciate it. Because I haven't seen anyone sharing any aurora pictures at all, and that's a bit disappointing. But yeah, if you're interested in that kind of stuff, there should be hopefully one on the evening of the 9th. And last but not least, super beautiful.
Wow!
I know, right? It's so beautiful. Unfortunately, I could not fit it on my screen in the right direction because it was meant to be turned like 90 degrees to the left. That's how the actual picture can be found and seen in Astronomy Picture of the Day. But I just couldn't fit it, so I had to rotate it. So what we're seeing here is a beautiful, if you want, result of a very of a collision that happened between two disk galaxies a long time ago, and the collision is still in process. And what we see here is there is this very specific or well-defined lane of dust that runs like in the middle almost of that picture, and you can see all the little tendrils and how it kind of opens outwards with all those fine darker details. So this is dust, and the way it looks like that, it's because of the interaction of these two galaxies. And the interaction of these two galaxies in return, how different components of it interact with each other, that's what gives the dust this specific lace-like structure. And it's very interesting to look at and understand what we see in objects like that, because this is what's going to happen in a few million years when M31, the Andromeda Galaxy, collides with our own Milky Way. So this is a way to look into the future, if you want, the future of our own galaxy. This is a similar thing that's going to happen to us. And heads up, because I was wondering about that, and I asked one of my lecturers, I was wondering if you're in a galaxy that undergoes a collision, if life on a planet will feel it, if there's going to be something tangible that oh my God, I'm colliding with another galaxy in like a short time scale. And he actually told me, but because galaxies are mostly empty space, when collisions happen, they should not affect any life on any planet in either of the galaxies at all. So we wouldn't feel anything. What would happen if a human race or some other life form existed for that long, is that over the course of time, in their night sky, they could see the way we see our Milky Way's center, that would slowly and gradually change to incorporate the collision with M31. So I thought that is something I had to share, because I was wondering, you said galaxies collide, and I always thought it's going to be, quite a dramatic experience for life on either of these galaxies, but apparently not. So here you go. I hope you found that quite informative and entertaining. And
Thank you,
I'll pass
Eleni.
it over to Vicky. If you have any worries or any fears, about your galaxy collision.
Keeps me and Cosmo awake at night. Cosmo cries and screams every single night for fear of Andromeda belting into us. It's all right, little one. We won't.
Well, now he knows. Now he knows. He can sleep safe in the knowledge that it will be fine.
Oh, great stuff, Cosmo. You can sleep tonight without waking me up 10 times. Eleni, thank you so much. The Eleni fan club is out in force tonight. Bob says many thanks. Let's get rid of you.
You're welcome. I'm glad you enjoyed, guys. I always struggle trying to figure out what to share with you, because if I had time, I would just share everything.
Yeah, I'm sure you would. Eleni, thanks so much. Right, we're going to go over to Adam now. It's been a pleasure. See you next week, Eleni.
See you next week. Bye.
Bye. Hey, everybody. Thanks for the questions. Maybe Eleni can hop on the chat and answer them in a moment. Great, Eleni. Thank you. Thank you, Ian, for your lovely contributions. What's next? Cosmo. There's a blackbird. The blackbirds do a short migration in the autumn, in the early summer, late summer. And we think that they go to Scotland or somewhere where there might be some worms. And we have got Wormhole, our local friendly blackbird, and he's disappeared. And I've just heard a blackbird outside now. So maybe the blackbirds have come back. I'm going to do Cosmo now. Yeah, I'm going to do Cosmo now. Okay. Slightly revised running order this evening. Hello, Sonia's here. Hi, Sonia. We loved all your pictures of Alton Towers and the Cloud Bar and Cadbury World. Very good. Okay, so Cosmo. Where's it? Oh, I never played Eleni's music. I'm sorry. I'm not on form at all today. The heat seems to have melted my batteries, I'm sure. Right, Cosmo, where's he been? 3 clues. Don't answer until I've read them all out, or else he bites my face in the night. He's been flying around the solar system, or maybe a bit further. But to the casual... press the off button. He pressed the off button. I didn't press it. Right, Cosmo, told you. Me and Cosmo are melting in the heat. It is very warm here. How do I get rid of Sonia's comment? As much as I love Sonia's comment, it needs to go. That's what I was trying to do. I switched Cosmo off instead. Right, okay. Where has Cosmo been to? It's a very specific area in space. Okay. Yeah, you may laugh, Sonia, messing up my show. Okay. Cosmo says it tastes of water, ammonia, salts, and organics. They are molecules that contain carbon, the building block for life on Earth. So there you go. He's flying, and he says there's a funny taste of water, ammonia, salts, and organics. Below him is a blue-grey frigid surface. Cosmo has his ice skates on for when he lands. And finally, this actually is the anniversary. This little frigid world was discovered on August 28th, 1789 by Mr. Herschel. Oh, you've come back with a stinking cold. That's no good. Sorry to hear that, Sonia. Right. He's flying through something. It tastes of water, ammonia, salts, and organics. Below is a blue-grey frigid surface. Cosmo has his ice skates on for when he lands. And this body was discovered on August 28th, 1789 by William Herschel. Oh, ooh. Ian Baker says Neptune. I'm afraid that's wrong. Adam says Europa. I'm afraid that's wrong. Now, we'll wait for a couple more answers to come in. Ayo, 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 ayo. Someone needs to make an ayo, ayo song. Nerid, that's a great guess. Cosmo's very impressed. You can go to the top of the class for getting the best wrong answer, Gwyneth. George the Planet. George the Planet's so much better than its other stupid name. Right, okay. David Diggin got it right first, except he's got it wrong. We need to be more specific. What would Cosmo be doing on Enceladus like this? Flying around with his mouth open. What would he be doing? Let's see if anyone can get it right. George. What would he be doing? He's been flying around the solar system, or maybe a bit further. Oh, Adam, well done. Well done. Catching ice volcano spray. Yeah, there are geysers all over Enceladus. And, you know, he flies past, catches the little erupting geysers. We're probably going to be talking about them in a minute with Adam. Well done, Adam. Drinking. Yes, that's what he's been doing. He's been getting drunk on Enceladus. I'm not drinking. This is Heineken Zero, by the way. It's a very decent substitute for the real booze. It stops the wheels falling off my life. Okay, we're now going to sledging. Yes. It would be good to go sledging, wouldn't it? On Enceladus. Right, we're going to go over to Adam now in 3, 2, 1. Hi, Adam.
Hello. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, Adam. We're really good, thank you. The wheels have fallen off the show slightly and I'm completely sober, but sorry about that. How are you tonight?
I'm melting.
Oh,
to be honest.
It's stupidly hot and it's the humidity. I'm sure it never ever used to be this humid.
Well, if we're lucky, we'll have a massive thunderstorm. Get some pictures.
Oh, yeah. How's your sky looking? Ours has gone like a really unusual kind of electric green colour. In fact, it looks like probably how not Neptune, George. I'm not saying it's a stupid name. I get it wrong. How planet George would look, probably to the naked eye, kind of a very muted but electric green.
That does sound good.
It's a good sky.
Black.
It's a good sky. Skywatch.
Ooh,
no, it's not coming out right. It's beautiful to the naked eye. So, Adam, we had you on last week. Can we just have a little bit of a rundown as to who you are and why you're back on this week, other than standing in at short notice?
Well, I'm Adam. Well, I don't know if it actually says down there or not. Yes, it does. And basically, I love astrophysics, astrobiology, and astro.
And you were on a couple of weeks ago, which we will come to the reason why you were on a couple of weeks ago towards the end of the show. But we are going to start talking about, well, can you see what's in the background there of the picture?
It's a lovely hydrothermal vent.
It sure is a little black smoker. Let me see you can't, it's really hard to show the backdrop, but I think if I meddle around and do this, oh no, wait a minute. No, you can see that is a hydrothermal vent, a black smoker there. What's happening there, Adam?
Essentially, the inside the Earth, it's extremely hot, as we all know, hence volcanoes. And this is most likely going to be on the areas where volcanoes are going to form. So all the fault lines around the Earth and the tectonic plates. The heat from the underground heats the water, and essentially all the chemicals and that from underneath go into the water and spray it out of these little vents. You can often get quite a lot of life around them, which are what I'm going to be coming on to, extremophiles, and how they think life may have started in the first place. All that smoke is basically all the chemicals and everything coming out of the smoker, which disperses within the water as it goes up. They can be 500 plus degrees Celsius, so not what you want to be bathing in.
Okay, so tell us then a little bit more about, is it extremophiles or extremophiles? Extremophiles.
To be honest, either's good enough.
Okay,
Some say it's extremophiles. It's just a matter of how you say it.
Okay, good stuff. How do you say it?
I just say extremophiles. I just say
Extremophiles. Great. We'll get the house style down to a T then. Tell us a little bit more about how extremophiles. Give us an overview of what they are first, please, Adam.
Mostly extremophiles are single-celled bacteria, and they can take incredible temperatures or incredibly salty waters, acid, alkaline, basically anything most life would die in, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
But these incredible creatures have a perk in there, or a little bit in their DNA, that allows them to cope with such extreme conditions. Essentially, this is what we're going to be looking at for where we can actually find life on other planets. They're basically incredibly tough.
Let's have there is a slightly more well-known and very popular extremophile. What did you call it? A polyextremophile?
That's correct, yep. It basically means it can take multiple extreme conditions. Most bacteria that are extremophiles can only take one condition. Our little tardigrade, our eukaryotic life form, can take many different conditions. It's been left in space on the outside of space shuttles. It's basically had all its water zapped out of it. It's been left in acidic conditions, alkali conditions, very highly intensive radiation, and every time when it gets water, it springs back to life.
How do you actually kill a tardigrade? Are they able? Can you kill them?
You can, but it's incredibly difficult because they've got such an amazing survival capability that it's almost impossible.
Whoa!
But not quite.
If you let me look after a couple of tardigrades for a couple of weeks, they would certainly die. My history of pets isn't very good, or plants. So, what does this relate to our searches for extraterrestrial intelligence? Then, not intelligence, life, not intelligence. That's completely the wrong phrase to use.
Well, essentially, because we know they can survive in really extreme conditions on Earth, that if we look for planets that are just as extreme, we can use them and then look at the biosignatures they'd emit. So phosphine, methane, all these, although methane's more of a difficult one, we can basically look at what they emit on Earth, look to the other planets through the spectroscopy, and see if those chemicals are in the planet. So there might be a planet that's within the habitable zone, but the spectroscopy says it's got a 400-degree surface temperature. We know on Earth that they can survive in 500 degrees. So we can use that as basically an area to look, because we know they survive on Earth, it's likely they could survive on that planet. So
where are we looking in the solar system at the minute where there could be these little tiny things thriving?
Well, one of them is where Cosmo went to.
That wasn't a coincidence.
No. And obviously
so what's that? Well, he said it was quite a rubbish holiday and he's getting a refund because it was so cold. Told you, Cosmo.
It's freezing. But because of the interaction with its host planet, the gravitational interactions squeeze and compress the moon. And because that, it generates heat within the actual moon itself. So that kind of gives it a bit of internal warmth. But on the outside of it, it's freezing. But they're hoping to look at these cryovolcanoes because they're spewing out all these biological compounds. And there's I've forgotten the name of the satellite now, stupidly. But it flew by and tried to analyse some of the outburst of the cryovolcanoes.
You see me?
That's the one. Yeah, and basically they can find biological compounds within that. Then the next step would to potentially drill into the surface to see if they could find life, or to even see if life has actually been sprayed out.
That's pretty amazing. So how long ago was the Venus phosphine story? It must be about a year ago, maybe even longer than that now.
I think it was about 2 years ago.
Well, yeah, we've all had a year wiped out of our memory bank. So what's the latest with the Venus? Because when I woke up and first heard that story, it was almost put in the press and the media that I honestly, before I understood about phosphine and saw the brilliant sky at night about it, I thought, oh, wow, Venus has got life. That's what I thought for quite a while. It was kind of overhyped, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, the media got hold of the story and just released it as its actual evidence of life way too soon. The researchers actually complained about this, saying that no, we haven't confirmed life, it's just a potential. And the consensus at the moment is it's not life yet, but that still doesn't rule it out for definite.
I'm sorry, I'm yawning in your presentation and it's nothing personal. I'll try to stifle it next time. I'll let Cosmo hide it.
Cosmos is looking a bit tired as well, to be honest.
He's always looking tired. Well, he's got terrible jet lag after coming back from Enceladus. So what missions have we got? Roughly September 2020. So it was a year ago. Thank God. I've not lost a whole year of my life. Thank you, Mr. Numbers.
Oh no, I've actually got a slide on here that I was going to show with actually all of our missions that we've got.
Oh, let's have a look.
Right, let's just see if I can actually manage this time.
Oh yeah, we've had our fun doing the screen sharing again today. Thank you, Mr. Numbers. I like the way you genuinely do answer all your questions in exclusively numbers. Here we go. Add to stream. Oh, the TG.
Where's it gone? Here we are.
Oh yeah, look at them.
Right. Well, as you can see, that's our little tardigrade here, our favourite little creature and star of the world. Just a quick rundown. These are just, it's a lot of information here, but this basically shows all of the extremophiles on Earth. And yeah, as you can see on the final bottom right, there's our little polyextremophile, which includes our tardigrade.
Very good.
And yeah, this is a lot of information, like I say, but it's quite amazing actually when you look at this, how many different types of extreme bacteria there are.
You need the reading skills of, I don't know how old you are, Adam, but Johnny 5 Short Circuit was a fast reader to get through that slide.
Yeah, it is a lot of information. I mean, I can actually share this with you on your site later on if anyone wants to have another look at it.
Yes, if you could post a link to it, please.
Yeah. This is obviously what we're going to go on to. Shows how we actually see the planets that are orbiting other stars. You see the little transitioning planet there.
Oh, in the brightness, yeah.
Yeah, you see the brightness decreases. So we know every time that happens, it's likely to be a planet. And we can infer from that how big the planet is.
Right.
Just by how much light has been blocked out.
Yeah.
And using that, we can also look through the planet's atmosphere, because as the sunlight goes through the atmosphere, it's either absorbed or reflected from the planet. The absorbed light tells us what chemicals there are, because it appears as dark lines in the spectroscopy.
It's so good.
And we can use that then to find biosignatures, which is potentially life. And this is just a little image of the habitable zones, but we're now finding that these habitable zones may not be quite like this, that there may be habitable zones around planets that otherwise would be outside of it. Hence, we're looking at Enceladus and Europa now. And this just shows the habitable zone between the two lines, which is where we're looking for stars. So, but as I said, there may be life outside of that habitable zone now, around a planetary habitable zone.
Right.
And this is how the spectroscopy would look. The dark lines basically are where it's been absorbed. This is just like lithium and various other common atmospheric elements. But if you can use phosphine instead of this, we'd see the black lines that appearing in the spectroscopy, and that's how we'd know there's potential for life. And then this is just a couple of pictures showing the different extreme conditions life might exist and the artist's impression.
Oh wow! So what have you got there? You've got some a soda lake.
The soda lake is basically a very, very alkaline lake. Anything that goes in there normally would just die because it's too alkaline. But you can see the red colour in there. That is extremophile bacteria that has managed to eke out a living. The next one is a volcano, and you can see again it's all that yellow sulfur, and which is extremely acidic. And again, they found life existing in there as well that would normally kill most life. And the Arctic subglacial lake, well, we know there's life on the surface and surviving in cold temperatures, but below that, there may be life under huge pressure under the massive ice sheets, which is a mission they've had to try and see if they can get down to that to find life. Which, if they find life there, it would be completely different to what we know as yet on Earth, because it's been trapped from everyone for millions of years. And then here we are. This is the important slide, the various missions. And TESS is the latest one, looking for planetary transitions, which was launched in 2018, as it says there.
Oh, right, yes.
And that's basically looking at the various stars to see how many planets are going in front of them. There might be a star that has multiple planets, or there might be one. Generally, the easiest planets to find are the supermassive Jupiter star planets, because, well, they're huge. They're often 10, 15 times the size of Jupiter. And we all know how big Jupiter is. We have found actually smaller planets, though, similar to the size of Earth, or super Earths, which are often 2 times the size of Earth or bigger. But they're not 100% sure whether life could survive on a super Earth or not yet, but that's for more research, obviously. Further to this, we've got obviously our Hubble equivalent soon, the James Webb, that's going to be replacing Hubble. And that's just going to be doing what Hubble used to do, looking at the galaxies, stars, everything in much, much greater detail, potentially even looking at planets as well around other stars. The most important of these missions at the moment is TESS, followed by the ExoMars mission, which isn't actually listed on here, but that's going to just be going back to Mars. It's actually back on Mars now, I believe. No, sorry, it arrives on the 2022 and it's looking for life on Mars. But as yet, that's been incredibly hard to find.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I was asked actually to mention, obviously, our other project with EAARO, which is EAARO.
Oh, cool name.
It's after the satellite that basically died not too long ago, the Arecibo in Puerto Rico.
Oh, the radio telescope dish.
Yeah, the one that collapsed, unfortunately.
Oh.
They did try to save it, but they had a secondary crash as well, and it's just not savable now, unfortunately.
Sad times.
It is. But Arecibo is basically EAARO's version, and it's obviously there because of Arecibo. And it's going to be looking for techno-signatures of life for life. So, like us, we give out loads of radio waves. And we're basically going to be looking for those signatures to see if we can find life on another planet.
That's so cool. That's so cool. Yeah, give us a quick rundown on EAARO, and then we'll come on to what we can see in the night sky this week and month.
Well, EAARO has many various projects, and Arecibo is the most important for this thing, looking at extremophiles and life on other planets. We haven't quite got it up and running yet, I don't believe. But hopefully, we'll actually find something.
Great
like
work.
The wow signal.
Yeah. What? Sorry.
Like the wow signal that was found once.
Wow Signal is the name of my imaginary band that doesn't exist yet, but might one day. So thanks for that. I am amazed at how hot it is. I'm struggling in the heat here. The show has been blurring into some nights nearly 2 hours, and it's just so long. So we're going to try and keep it around about an hour. Everyone's going to have to reduce the segments. Cosmo's getting the sack. He's been given his P45. No, Cosmo's actually taking over from me, so that's fine. And we're going to be wrapping up at about 9 o'clock tonight. So speak now or forever hold your comments, everybody, because I'm just melting here tonight. Now, what does it say there? It's a waxing crescent, 0.8%. So that means not very much room. Yeah, thank you, Bob, for that comment. It was a really good presentation. It was very unrehearsed and very, very spontaneous. So thank you so much, Adam. Now, it looks like we might have a starry night here. And we have got, I know, it's so good. We have got blessed views of Andromeda with the naked eye at the minute. Tell us a little bit more about observe. Actually, you know what? I've had neck ache for a week now, and I know why. It's because I've been doing so much gazing at Andromeda. I've got Andromeda ache right there, messing me up.
Okay, well, once again, I've got a little bit here, just to make it easier. And can you see that there? Yes, you can. Excellent.
Yeah, we're there.
Right, okay, here we are. This is what a photo I actually took of Andromeda just with my DSLR. You can see the arrows pointing to Andromeda. Yeah. So you can see how you can see it with the naked eye, as you saw. Through binoculars, obviously it's going to look even clearer than that. And through a telescope, well,
I really like that picture now because that is pretty much as it's going to look through a pair of binoculars and just about with the naked eye.
Yeah, it looks like a little smudge if you look kind of to the peripheral vision.
It's so good when you spot it, though. That's a really lovely picture, and I like pictures that don't hype up or create false hope within one's heart and on one's retina.
No, that is literally as my camera picks it up.
Great.
That was I think that actually is only a 20-second shot as well.
Oh, nice. So thank you for that. So how do we find Andromeda then? We are looking. Well, I always just follow down from the W of the second W of Cassiopeia and go down and round a bit and look in that region there. But there is a different way. Malk, my astronomy teacher, has got a way of doing it that involves the looking at the square of Pegasus and then some of the stars coming off the edge there. But I struggle doing it like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you've done that. Oh, very good.
Yeah, this gives kind of an easier way to find it. If you look at the little triangle at the end, 3 stars, and you just go across, basically, as you go for the outer 2 stars, that little triangle, and come inwards, then follow it down, you'll come to the Andromeda Galaxy. Or you can use the brighter stars to go straight across and then slightly down, and you'll find Andromeda Galaxy. Oh,
that's really good. I'm just trying to look. So the Andromeda neck is striking again as I'm trying to do this. So the W, and then I see there's like 3 bright stars in a row from the word, and then it's down a bit, and there you have it.
Yeah. And once you know what you're looking for, it's actually really easy to find every time.
Yes,
one of the easiest astronomical objects after the moon to find, to be honest.
Oh, is it? That's why I ask Malk. He won't agree with that. After months of standing outside and me going, I've got it. No, I've lost it. I've got it. Now I've lost it. It's a little devil to find for me. Andromeda is, and hopefully that should have cleared it up. Everybody's saying thank you for your lovely presentation. Have you got any more slides, Adam?
I've only got a couple more. So
yeah, go for it.
Obviously, this is a NASA Hubble image. This is their latest image of Andromeda Galaxy, and you can see just how amazing it is when you can get that sort of image. That was from that's from the Hubble, so slightly bigger telescope than what we have.
Yeah.
And hang on, this is actually quite an interesting video.
Where are we going? Oh, look, friend. Oh, that's really, 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 really good video.
this shows just how amazing their image is, that they're zooming in.
Cosmo, come and look. Oh my God, we're going to Andromeda, Cosmo. We're going. It looks like a great holiday destination. Oh my gosh. Wow. Well done. Drop that microphone.
That was released by ESA and NASA as a joint thing recently. And just remember, Andromeda Galaxy is 2.5 million light years from our galaxy. And they managed to get that detail from just the telescopes in space.
That's so good. So they've picked out individual stars then?
Yeah, pretty much. The
so
really
cool.
bright stars you can see in that are actually in our Milky Way.
Oh, right.
But just have this as a comparison to the Milky Way and Andromeda. The Andromeda, although they don't know how big it is as such, they believe it could be anywhere from 110 to 200,000 light years across, whereas the Milky Way is 100,000.
Just say those numbers again, Adam, please.
It's the estimate at the moment is between 110,000 to 200,000 light years across.
Right.
The Milky Way is 100,000, so it's larger than our one.
Right.
But this is where the amazing figures come in. There's estimated to be 1 trillion stars in Andromeda. The Milky Way is approximately 200 billion.
Yeah.
So 5 times the amount of stars in Andromeda.
Oh, wow.
It kind of puts a whole perspective on it, which is why you could probably see so many stars. And, oops. I'll just leave that running for a sec because it's a pretty good video, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, please do. Yeah, I'll just leave that running in the background. While you're leaving that lovely video running, would you like to tell us about your incredible, wonderful fundraising mission?
Yeah, I'm basically trying to raise funds for university again after being denied student finance. And essentially, I basically want to be going to study natural sciences at Leicester University, but taking the astrobio physics route, so I can actually look into exoplanets and exolife as basically my job in the future for research, and hopefully be one of those that finds life.
Just tell us a little bit about your background on the new drug that you're taking, and that, please, Adam.
Yeah, I've basically been given Kaftrio, which was originally called Trikafta. It's a CF precision drug that basically corrects the little fault within the gene, which is sodium chloride channels block up, don't work properly, and causes all the issues. This drug basically fixes that issue, and almost, it doesn't cure the condition, but it stops it from having such an effect. Basically, I went from a needing double lung transplant to being able to go back to university, which is quite the flip, to be honest.
So this is cystic fibrosis, and you are feeling so much better and stronger now, and your lung function has improved so much, and you're ready to tackle the world and the rest of the universe.
Definitely, especially the universe.
Oh, Adam, it's such a nice story. I'm so happy for you. And you also made a grand, where you were alongside somebody making a very important find a couple of months ago. What were you involved in?
That was the important find. Was basically we went on a meteorite hunt after the Winchcombe meteorite, and with Derek, Rob, Jason, and another person who didn't want to be named, we was looking around the field in Woodmancott, and after 2 days of nothing, it was near in the evening, and as Derek said, he basically asked for his dad to help, who sadly passed away some years ago, and it was there just on the ground. And we knew it was there after we used magnet, checked it, and it was magnetic, which most meteorites are.
Oh, that is so good. That is so good. So Well done on all of your amazing endeavours, Adam. And most importantly, thanks for digging me out of a hole and being my wonderful guest for this evening. Thank you. We'll have you on again in a couple of months, and the next time someone else bumps us. No. We'll arrange a proper date for you to come on with a proper presentation, and we'll get you back on. It's been an absolute delight having you on. Here is the link to Adam's fundraiser if you want to click on that and go and contribute to help Adam. Like, what worthy studies you're doing, Adam, and amazing subjects.
Thank you. Hopefully it'll be fantastic. Just so you know, this video I'm just showing at the moment is the potential collision between Andromeda and the Milky Way.
Cool. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, I love this one. I've seen this a few times. Beep, beep. Get out of the way, you idiot. Bad driver. Stupid. Come back here and let me know. Galaxy road rage, smashing into each other again. Bam! It's the dance of the galaxies. The stars are flung out.
Oh, yeah. Although most stars aren't actually ever going to touch each other just because of the sheer amount of space. All of that is because of gravitational interactions.
And that time scale is pretty hefty as well.
Oh, yeah. Basically, our planet won't be here by that point. And if it is, it'll probably just be floating in space.
And we're just going to settle down into just a big blob, right?
Essentially, yeah. Although there is, as some people believe, it could still become another spiral galaxy again.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry. I'm yawning. That's so rude. Do TV presenters ever yawn? I don't think they do. They probably have more coffee than me. I don't have coffee after 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Adam, it's been a delight. We're going to go in a minute, everybody. So please just get your last couple of comments in. Going to go in about 30 seconds. Cosmo says thank you and goodbye. Loved your presentation, Adam. Oh, he loves you. There we go. There we go. Thank you. Me and Cosmo are thinking of starting to do a little road show around North Wales here and make videos about dark sky places. So we're just waiting to hear back from a couple of people. And that is it. We're off on the Cosmo and Vicky Road Show.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. I know. What a lovely crew we've got. Thank you. Au revoir, everybody. Thank you to everybody who contributed. Share the video again right at the end. And thank you. Extremophiles of the world unite. Okay. Bonsoir for now. Bye.
See you later. Bye.